just need a break. We need a break for there to be want.
Please, God.
That's the issue here. Is
Let us miss you.
Yes, we need at least 5 years without one. That's what I believe we at least.
Welcome to the Untitled Film Project Podcast. This is where you go see the movie and then come discuss it with us. Today, we're talking about Jurassic World Rebirth. In the 7th installment of the Jurassic movies, a group of adventurers must travel to the remote jungle, home of mutant dinosaurs, to receive dinosaur DNA to make life-saving medicine.
This island was the research facility for the original Jurassic Park.
We need DNA from the 3 biggest dinosaurs.
Do we have to get a sample from an egg?
I suppose we could try and get it from the parent, but they're a flying carnivore the size of an F-16.
After that, we ask the big question.
That big question is, what's the most edge of your seat, hold your breath moment you've experienced in a movie?
It's time to get our initial takes of Jurassic World Rebirth.
I'm going to state the obvious. Nothing will ever be as good as the first one. We all know that, right? Like,
Let's end the podcast right now.
Shut it down.
We're done.
We already know that. That's the most duh thing that we could say, right? Look, it had its fun moments. If anything, for me, I'm glad they brought the horror back. That was the big thing for me, is dinosaurs are terrifying. Make them scary. Make them really scary. I enjoyed that more because that's what I think made the first one at least really good and entertaining, because it had hold your breath, edge of the seat moments that you think you know what's going to happen, but you still don't know because there's enough intensity built up that it's still scary. That's what I think the whole Jurassic World trilogy was missing, because of the whole park aspect of it. Especially in the third one. Dear God, that was awful, right? Dominion. I enjoyed myself at times. I would put this right now as probably the third best of the 7. That's not necessarily saying much, I know.
Bar is low.
Right? This movie, and I think for Jurassic World fans, because I had lots of people comment when I said I'm going to screen this, or here, they just, please just let it be entertaining. I just want to have a fun dinosaur movie. I think if you just want to go and have fun watching dinos and people get eaten by dinosaurs and have a simple plot, which is totally okay for this kind of movie sometimes, you're going to have fun. I'm not going to say it's a great movie, because it's not. It just isn't, okay? It's one of those, again, it didn't have to be that. It just has to entertain people enough to draw people out to the theaters that want a good dinosaur movie. It definitely beats the past 2 we've seen, and I think that's what's important. The big thing for me is we just need a break. We need a break for there to be want.
Please, God.
That's the issue here. Is
Let us miss you.
Yes, we need at least 5 years without one. That's what I believe, we at least 5 years to let things just stew a little bit, to where, like, you know what, it's been a while since we had a Jurassic World or a Jurassic Park movie. That's what hurts here.
I'm not sure I would say that anytime soon. Now,
Not in
there's
this
so
environment.
many different just not good films. And it's kind of like, I'm like, I don't care.
Okay. Right now.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, like, I'm not sure I would care.
No matter what, we need a break.
Yes.
We need a break.
Amen.
Now, I will say, I did have the one peculiar moment near the very end, not necessarily spoilers because you've seen some of this in the trailers, but you know that moment in The Three Musketeers when he turns around and you have this big, ugly mother dude, and he says, "Whoa, ugly." That was the moment I had when the one mutant dinosaur came on. I can't get it out of my head of that moment happening, because that was one ugly dinosaur. When you talk mutant, that's what you think, right?
It was a xenosaur. It looked like the xenomorph from Alien.
I saw that the entire time.
See?
I'm waiting for another mouth to come out of his mouth.
Yep.
Yeah.
The whole time.
So my initial take was, you just want dumb dinosaur movie, I think you're going to be fine, but please don't expect to go in it being breathtaking, blow you away Jurassic Park movie, because no matter what, we are human. We are always going to compare it to the first. Nothing will ever live up to that in this world, or in this generation, or in this lifetime. It's going to take a long time before they probably ever get close to something new and exciting. That's it.
For me, I don't know how you can put so many talented people to work on a movie and suck at times. Maybe a few times you rise above it and you give us a little something, but I was looking at my phone and what time it was quite a bit in this movie. And I think they ride and die on two things. Got to have charming, engaging human characters, not so much, and some good dino action sometimes.
Took a while to get there.
And it took a while to get there, and a lot of talking in the first half hour. Go over.
My initial take, I've never done this before, okay, on this show.
Seen a Jurassic Park movie? Oh.
No. Oh, God. Seen too many, as we've talked about. I never done this before, but I'm going to read to you what I told Chrissy, our local film marketing representative here in Nashville.
Okay.
For those who don't know, when we get these, we give media screeners, okay, the critics get divided to screeners, and afterwards, we are expected to exit the theater and give the film marketing representative, in this case, Chrissy, our good friend Chrissy, we have to kind of give them, I don't know what, guys, 2, 3, maybe 4 sentences about reaction about what we just saw, okay? This is the first admirable installment of the Jurassic Park franchise since the original movie. That said, a lot of Rebirth is just recycled material from that first film, proving there's truly nothing new they can do in this world. That is my initial take. It was the initial take when I left the theater, and it's the initial take now for Jurassic World
Is that
Rebirth.
all you said to her?
That is all I said.
Yeah.
Okay, on a positive, they at least killed people.
Yes.
Like there was one that was like, and I think you heard me. I don't know. I know my wife heard me, but I was like, please die. And that was for the boyfriend. Which was, I mean, we knew he was going to have a redemption arc of some sort, right?
Yeah.
And somebody actually said too, in my comment section, is like, I just hope whoever the villain is has a good death. Like, okay, maybe not good, but here's the predictability. And there's okay for some movies to be predictable, right? Like it's okay if you follow a good formula and predictability if you pull it off well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Spoilers, because of course,
Go watch, then come listen. That's the tagline of this show. If you're watching first before you go see the movie, you're about to get some stuff spoiled.
Wrong move.
So as soon as the handcuff goes onto a briefcase and onto another wrist, and you focus on that, we know it's going to be dangling.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's okay if you do a little bit, but don't hand it to us. Okay, I didn't mean to do that either. I didn't.
That's much.
I really did not mean to do that one. Okay, other positive from the horror aspect. Okay, here's one thing I did like about the cinematography: the way that Gareth Edwards hid things in other corners, autofocus. I love that because I could tell there's certain parts of the theater that we're not picking up on those things. Like when you had a velociraptor in the corner, like out of the corner of your eye, you look. Because it's autofocus. I love those moments. Those are edge of your seat moments because you can tell the whole audience has not picked up on it yet, even though they should. Like if we pick up on it as movie people, right? But the focus on one half of the screen, leaving the entire other half, something's supposed to appear there.
Yeah. And when does Jurassic Park, any of the movies, excel? When you are in the shoes of the characters. So like you're scared. You know, if you see it out of the corner of your eye, you're kind of experiencing what the characters are doing. So when it does that well, way to go, Gareth Edwards.
Yes. And those were those moments that stand out to me because like that's when I was getting hope. Where I'm like, okay, we have some good moments here. And it's funny and comedic at times too. It's like when the boyfriend is standing there peeing.
Which I'm going to get to later, by the way.
What was happening behind him, like, okay, there was a funny moment there. They did comedy okay in some moments, but it's just so disheveled. There's so much going on at times. Like pick a lane.
Can I jump in because that is the perfect segue to there are 2 casts in this movie.
Yes.
And pick one. So we have the greedy big pharma character with Rupert friends, you know, I'm going to get this DNA and I'm going to monopolize the world's supply of life-saving medicine. And you've got, I think, a poorly cast Scarlett Johansson as a grizzled mercenary. She just looked like Scarlett Johansson. And Mahershala Ali, like, I love those people, but they were paper-thin, one-dimensional characters that established what their story arc was going to be with a sentence at the beginning of the movie. Oh yeah, a friend of mine that was also a mercenary. They died. Yeah, our kid died. So I'm going to care about the kid. And then the other set of characters is the Delgado family. They're out at sea, and they had some dynamics that were like almost kind of maybe likable. Pick one of those storylines. There really was no reason for those two to intersect twice in the movie. And the only reason was, we've got to have some kids to get to the young audience. And that was it. That was it. They were just poor. I can't believe the script writer is the original Jurassic Park screenwriter. It's like they wrote two movies and tried to merge them.
Well, if anything, it proves that Michael Crichton's original book of Jurassic Park was the true triumph, not what the screenwriter did.
He's
for
excellent.
The film.
Yeah.
Even though the film was great, it just proves that that scriptwriter was on the back of Michael Crichton.
Yeah, David
That's
Keff
the other way around.
wrote both of these scripts, and it was a mess character-wise.
Can I piggyback real quick off of the Scarlett Johansson thing? Which I'll get to my final scores. I actually liked all the performances in this movie. I was fine with those. The character development, maybe that's another, we can talk about that. But the performances I thought were all fine. The thing that pissed me off the most about the writing on this was the fact that Scarlett Johansson's character is in the cab or car, whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And with the capitalist guy, which is also stereotype and whatever. So he's explaining to her what the mission is. And she's like, dinosaurs? No, thanks. Gets out of the car, makes a big statement. There's no way I'm doing that. And then he follows after her. Oh, it's like 6 zeros, including the 1 and the 10. Nope. Oh, okay. I'm listening now. Next scene. I mean, we're talking 16 seconds later. She's like, why wouldn't you want to go on this mission? Like, she's totally bought in.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. There was no gradual, I'm going to get there and be passionate about it's one thing to want money and be greedy. I can see that a million miles away, and we all can. But the fact that she was passionate about the project, the second after she got talked into it with 7 zeros, it was stupid. And that was the first sign of like, we're going to have a problem here.
And she flips on a dime for seemingly no reason with Jonathan Bailey's Dr. Henry Loomis, who's the only one who seems to have the sense of wonder and awe that you kind of got from the original movie. He tells her, like, she's like, I don't know about the money. And he's like, no, but it's about saving people and dinosaurs. And then just for no reason, she goes, oh, yeah, maybe we won't do it for the money and I'll just help people.
Right. Exactly my point.
What was your motivation for your complete character change? I don't know. It wasn't there.
I mean, okay, just to play a little devil's advocate, not to say I don't agree.
Please.
But there is a little bit of care of other humans and empathy in her character while on the boat. Like caring about other people, saving other people, the distress calls, things like this.
Fine.
She's at odds with herself because she sees them. So there is a little bit of pathway to that. Okay, it doesn't seem like it's a total 180 immediately.
Okay, I see what you're trying to do here.
I'm just pointing it out.
But that's a couple hours detour.
I know.
And that's giving, and the opposite is giving up.
I'm just saying
$10 million.
I didn't say I agreed. I just wanted to point it out.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
There's some crumbs that would lead you there. Not much.
Very small rocks.
All right, let's talk about dinosaurs. Good, bad, CGI, how they were filmed. What did you think?
Okay, so this is another one of those expectation things too. We know what was accomplished in the first one with animatronics, with all these things, right? And I think that's what, I'd say, multiple generations now. Whether you grew up with this or you saw it when you were
multiple
a teenager.
generations, they won't let us skip a generation.
We're talking about the first one.
Oh,
first
sorry.
one.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It still lives strong within multiple generations. It's not like it's a one generation thing that has the original Jurassic Park stuck within their heart and their mind of what they experienced and what it accomplished as well too. And I think that's what the detriment is to so many of these, because again, we continue to compare. It's not just the terrifying parts or anything like that. We know what it took to make T-Rex happen in the first Jurassic Park. The animatronics behind it, whether there were green screen things that went on. In the early 90s, they accomplished something that still stands the test of time in cinema. Like, it still looks good. It still looks very, very good. And when you have CGI dinosaurs, overall, I think, okay, there's been way worse that we've seen, right?
Yeah.
But there are definite moments where like, they could have used a little more time here. Could use a little more time here. Did they have the Marvel people work on this one? And then,
Yeah,
So-
some of it looked rushed, and then some of it looked fantastic.
Yeah.
The T-Rex chase in the river, I loved that T-Rex. I thought it was great. And then there was other ones I'm going, could have spent a couple of days more on that one. All right, after vigorous debate, we give our scores for Rebirth. Not the greatest name. So what do we think of this? Gover, you want to start us off?
Sure. I'll do some pros and cons this time, guys,
Okay.
because I'm feeling, I don't know, something.
Fair.
Performances were great. Yes, even the child actor, she was fine and great. And I was very nice to see because for those who don't know, I'm a noted child actor hater. So
they gave her something to play off of, at least with Dolores.
they did.
Like that, I think, was what helped, because it gave her, like, you have something cute, cuddly, you're a young kid, you have something to play off.
Yes, but she also had the fear.
True,
She played that very, very well.
Yep.
She was
Yeah.
scared, clearly. That under the raft thing was that was great.
That was a great scene.
Yeah, it was really great. So yeah, I'm happy about that. The CGI for me again was instantly believable. If I saw it again, maybe I would see, but I bought in so early, so often that I just stopped looking. I felt the fear at moments, and we just talked about, especially that raft scene with the sleepy T-Rex when she's trying to get the raft out of the thing, and they zoom in on the there's a tight shot on the raft will disintegrate if not inflated, whatever the thing was, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, does she know that? You know, like there's questions like, is she? It's at the bottom of the thing. Does she even know that? And so it was. There was definitely some cool moments. The cons are we've seen all this before. We've seen the stunned look up at the dinosaurs before.
Done better.
Well, yeah, but we've seen that before.
Yeah.
We've seen the run slide to hide under a car. We've seen that. We've seen the flare trick where he lights a flare and draws the dinosaur away. We've seen the banner falling and or lowering into position. We've seen that. We've seen, we've seen the young kid use his bait. We've seen that gag before. And we've seen the crooked capitalist many times before. None of this is new. And I expect more from Gareth Edwards after Rogue One and the creator. He's got great things under his belt. Those were two great movies. You could call, we said on the show before, Rogue One, elite Star Wars.
Yep.
The creator, I thought, was criminally underrated.
Yes.
And to the point where I actually nominated the child actor in that. I thought far and away was the best child actor of the year that year. That counts Anatomy of a Fall. That kid was amazing and brilliant too.
Yeah.
I thought the girl in the creator was even better. She was my number one on my ballot. And the fact that she got zero love, even from our own association, was severely disappointing. Like she was my own daughter. That's how passionately I was for her on that. So my point is, Gareth Edwards, I expect more. If he can't turn your sad franchise into a winner, it's time to give it up. So for me, it's a 6.0.
I felt like this was almost a shot-for-shot remake of the 93 original. So much so that I wonder, with Steven Spielberg executive producing, that Gareth Edwards gave his idol too much of his idol's, what he thought
Interesting.
Steven Spielberg would want. I would have rather had a little more of his take. This character development is just absurd. It was silly. This movie opens with a ridiculous, I'll call it B-movie scene of how the mutant dinosaurs come to be and why this, island is evacuated. There were so many really just awful things where characters did things that didn't make sense for their character.
Par for the course.
Really just didn't make sense. They made no case for it. Should have been two movies: Show Me the Family or Show Me the Greed and the Mercenaries. It was just that's what made it seem like the dialogue and characters were created in ChatGPT. Some of the excitement was fun. Sometimes it excelled. But for the most part, it wasn't enough to make up for just a hot mess of a screenplay, I'm giving it a 5 because it's the most mid it could be.
All right. So with that, I can't believe a Snickers caused of this. So I wonder if Mars Incorporated is going to have, something to say.
A lot of corporate sponsors, and they didn't fit in like they did for F1.
How many Dr. Peppers and Lay's chips do we need in the abandoned store, by the way?
Oh my God.
Fully stocked, baby.
Well, she's
Been there for God knows how long.
Slow
but
pans
man.
across the chip aisle.
Oh, yeah.
Was it red vine she was eating?
Oh, that I don't know. Probably.
I mean, we see the marketing there, like
No, because they would have said red vines. They
Okay,
said
true.
licorice so many times. They would have-
Dolores has already been for sale at Universal Studios
As she should.
for a while.
Adorable.
Adorable.
Yes.
Really enjoyed those interactions.
It's like when
there.
Star Wars puts a porg in, you're like,
Yeah.
that's for marketing. Well,
Yeah.
hey,
Poor
Hey.
Ewok. Yeah.
and Dolores.
And it's a mutant too. So
Yeah.
like there's nothing you have to follow because it's a mutant. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
The big thing for me, the horror elements. I love the horror elements. When it was cooking, it was cooking quite well. When those elements came into play, that's what I wanted, was an edge of your seat back, and then mix it a little bit with comedy in to take you back. I found myself laughing, and I think appropriately at certain times when something bad is about to happen in the right way. Because it's like, oh, here we go. So there were positives for me of this that made it entertaining. It was just, I want to say few and far between. It wasn't enough strung together to make it coherent enough to where overall it was a greatly enjoyable experience. Are there going to be people that, I don't say love, but are going to enjoy their time in the movie? Absolutely.
Sure.
There's going to be so many people
Yes.
that are going to enjoy this
And I
movie.
think you nailed them in your initial take. They're show me dinos.
Yeah.
With big teeth, lots of
Yeah.
teeth, more teeth. As it's
so many teeth. And now I will say, I enjoyed the score. The movie score was really well done. It was, Alexander Desplat did that, and he paid homage to John Williams scores.
A little too much, in my opinion. It wasn't like he just kept the same refrain and you worked it in.
A little bit.
Oh, a little nod. They went straight up John Williams score for like probably 2 minutes.
They went hard
They're
sometimes.
trying to, bring it back.
Oh, I know.
But not just that, it also picked up in certain moments elements of Jaws. Did you hear
For sure.
those?
Sure. So what we're saying is everybody's honoring their
They are.
contemporaries.
Okay, this is
Yes.
the 50th anniversary of Jaws.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's that.
So make a shark movie.
I
I mean, come on.
This is my score time.
Sorry, you're right. My apologies.
Stay in your lane.
Sorry.
Again, 2 different movies. I don't know what was necessarily going on. Plot was very similar. At least, if anything, the plot simple was go get dino blood, escape, save lives.
Yeah.
You kept it really simple, then all these things happen in between, right? At least they kept it simple. But when I say it's a third best, again, that is not saying much. Again, the bar is very low because I put Jurassic Park 1, then the first of the Jurassic World trilogy, because at least there's a sense of wonder because there was a long break. That's what helps. You ever, they've made a theme park out of this now? After all that went on? And still it's bad. This is not good. So that's number 2 for me. This is now number 3. Again, not saying much, but at least it had some proper elements that put it above the other 4. Because I don't know, like now we'll pose the question to you. Do you rank any of the other 4 aside, ahead of this one?
4?
The other, like Jurassic,
5, I mean?
Lost World, Jurassic Park 3,
And then 3 Jurassic World.
Fallen Kingdom, and then Dominion. Like, do you put this? Where do you put this one in there?
It's the second. I told you it's the second best Jurassic Park movie in the entire franchise.
Okay, so it's
2 of 7 for me.
Okay,
Yeah, I will say the same. It is second, but only because so many others failed so miserably.
so we put it around the same area because there's such a drop off.
If you're only watching Jurassic Park / World movies, you're gonna love this. That's all you're ever watching.
And hey, here's the thing. There's an audience for this. And we know there is because it's making money and it's going to make a lot of money. That's why they're going to keep doing it.
They keep making $1 billion.
But as long as they follow that, people want to see dinosaurs. So they keep following that, they're going to continue to make money. And that's why the franchise overall, while we say not good movie, there's still enough want there that people go to it.
Sure.
And that is frustrating because I would rather have much more good movie and wait a little longer in between.
Yeah.
Like, give me really good Jurassic Park movie where lots of thought is put into this. Don't rush anything. Wait a few years. Make me want and crave another dinosaur movie. And then hopefully it'll be better. Or even if it's not, it's been gone for so long that you kind of give it a little more points because it's been so long since we had that experience. And It's not every 2 years. Like that's the key thing for me is you got to spread it out a little bit, and they will overall end up feeling better even if they're not, because there's time in between. I think that for me is why the first Jurassic World still holds a little bit with me, because there's still a sense of wonderment because it's something different. They've went a different direction. Then all of a sudden they just
Money grab.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So all that being said, it gets a 6.5 out of me, and only that high because of the horror elements actually elevated enough for me, because they actually brought that element back. Dinos are terrifying. They don't need to be back on this planet.
Time on the Untitled Film Project Podcast to answer the big question. We'll give our takes. We love yours. Follow, subscribe, and comment. Hit us up on social media with your answers to this question.
What is your favorite hold your breath, edge of the seat moment you've experienced in a movie?
Ooh, can I go?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I didn't know if you wanted to do scene or if you wanted to do full movie. So I kind of have two answers. So I'll wait for this. I'll wait for the full
Okay.
movie because we are asking scene.
Okay.
Mission Impossible, the Langley scene when he descends from the roof, because when he's on that wire and there's a rat crawling in the air conditioning duct, and Jean Reno is up there holding him with the rope, and William Dudlow might come back in the room. Then he got to it's like there's no score, and it's a perfect absence of score. You just do not breathe for about 7 minutes.
White knuckles.
Yeah.
So awesome. And it stands the test of time.
That's why I wanted to go first.
Yes. Big Mission Impossible fan if you didn't know.
For me, the scene in Inglourious Bastards when Christoph Waltz
Oh, yeah.
is in the farmhouse looking for hidden Jews.
That's great.
There's a scene, just one part of that scene, where he touches the girl's hand of that family, and he's checking her pulse to see if she's lying. And it's amazing. I think I held my breath for minutes after that scene. Incredible. It made me absolutely adore Christoph Waltz. That is what put him on the map, and he did it so well. He was terrifying.
That's pretty terrifying.
That's a
Okay.
good one.
Edge of your seat moment for me and hold your breath is in Interstellar, and it's docking the Endurance.
Oh,
So it is after Dr. Mann dies because he's being big, stupid, dumb.
he's a jackhole.
And Coop and Dr. Brand are trying to redock because that's how they save the mission. Like they have to save the mission, and you see everything spiraling out of control. Hans Zimmer score is just amping everything up. The volume's growing, and they're trying to match things going through intense
Spinning is
G-forces.
disorienting. Yeah.
You have Dr. Brand is passing out, and they're just trying to maintain it, and it feels like it goes on forever. And it's just you're not breathing, and you hope that the right things are going to happen, right? Because it's a movie. You're expecting the positive outcome to happen, but you still don't know. It doesn't happen without Hans Zimmer's score.
Yeah.
The music amps up the intensity in the best way possible, because as soon as it happens, I remember when I saw this in IMAX the first time in the theater, and you saw everybody's bodies just and be able to breathe again. It was a great moment.
Right.
Gover, what was your movie?
Oh, my movie, because I didn't know if you're doing a scene or a whole movie. So if the whole movie would be A Quiet Place Day One.
Oh,
Yeah.
Because I remember just being there, like nobody wanted to eat popcorn. Nobody wanted to eat, quiet. Remember one guy went to the bathroom twice. I told this story on the pod. One guy went to the bathroom twice right behind me, and I looked at him like I wanted to kill him. I was like, "You freaking kidding me?" So angry, He had to go. I get it, but it's like twice, really. Like I could kill you right now.
Take whatever is in that commercial with the two people.
You watched the movie from the aisle, sir.
okay, but for real,
Yeah.
if you know you're gonna get up during a movie, put your butt in the right place so you're not in the middle.
Side seat, front section.
Yep.
That's what you do. Anyway, but I digress. Quiet Place Day One would have been my full movie answer.
Let us know the hold your breath, terrifying scene for you. We love these scenes. These are the things that we go to these movies for. You can hit us in the comments if you're watching. Hit us up on social media if you're listening. On socials, it's Jim Chandler now.
It's go overtime.
Justin B. Bradford.
Thank you for watching the Untitled Film Project podcast or listening. We appreciate you. We love you. We adore you. We're free and worth every penny.
Thank you for listening to the Untitled Film Project podcast. To support the show, please rate, review, follow, and subscribe. Original music by Jeremy Schwartz. Special thanks to the Music City Film Critics Association. Editing and post-production by Jeremy K. Gover. Voiceover by Chad Bennett.